Okay. Sorry, guys. Good morning. I've been talking to myself this whole time. I'm sorry. Because the way the market was moving, I couldn't look to the right. My mic wasn't muted, but okay, it's fixed now. I guess for whatever reason, I don't know. I just had to reset it in the audio mixer. My bad. Hello. Good morning. How are you guys this morning? How is the trading going? Happy Tuesday. Good morning, Amelia. I think you guys can hear me now. I hope. I hope. What about now? Okay, I think you can hear me now. Yeah, for whatever reason, it wasn't muted. I can say that because I've been remembering to click the unmute button, but I didn't even realize I didn't see the little green thing like moving as I was talking, since I was kind of concentrating on the charts. But yeah, I was saying that I took 4 trades this morning. I had 1 loss and 3 break evens. 2 of the trades were divergence trades, I think at my major or middle level, I don't remember. And I had to break even because the zigzag changed. A third trade I was actually doing really well in, and then it hit the top of the zone, so it was a sell like this and it hit the top of the zone, so I had to break even on that one. And then the fourth one I lost. It was a divergence trade at my major level. The POC did not clear. The previous reversal bar was reacting off of my middle level, which I used to not take that trade at all. However, recently I started taking it with as long as it does not clear my major level, and that's the first time that it lost in like almost 2 weeks. So I don't really think that there's anything I can do about that one. I think it's just a loss and I just got to deal with it kind of thing. But yeah, because I already wrote down all the other times, because I thought that maybe because my middle level went through the body of the previous reversal candle that was a thing. I don't really know. I'll have to collect more data because I really just started doing this like 2 weeks ago. So I'll just have to kind of chunk that one up. And yeah, we'll just have to deal with that particular loss. It is what it is. But yeah, the biggest thing is I have not missed any trades this morning. I have not sat out of any trades this morning. And that's the biggest goal. Yesterday, all of the trades that I sat out of were break evens. If I remove the 2 trades that I did actually take that ended up losing, which I told you I already knew how to mitigate those particular losses. I basically would have only had 4 trades yesterday, which I would have taken none of them because the break even, like it wasn't a break even for a zigzag change. It was a break even at a certain level, which the levels were too close to my entry anyway, so I wouldn't have chanced it. But I basically have 4 setups and they were all break evens yesterday, so whatever. So we'll see what the rest of today brings, but the name of the game is take every setup. That's all I care about right now. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about this red level down here is kind of throwing me up, and now it doesn't matter. Okay, cool. Yeah, now it doesn't matter because I don't take them when it's complete counter trend and the bias just changed to an uptrend, so we're good there. We are good there. All right, so it looks like we are pushing. We made a new session high. One of the things that I have needed to start paying attention to is whenever we have like, all right, you see how this session high has basically been kind of holding for however long it's been holding. Fine, cool. I've been noticing that, let's say that I need to start putting the line there and kind of treating it like I do the prime highs, where if I'm in a divergence trade up here for the sell and we push down and we touch that the session high that's kind of held, it's a straight line, I need to break even there. That has screwed me a couple of times in the past couple of weeks, but it was always something that I wasn't really paying attention to. But now I am. Now I am. So I'm definitely going to start treating it as such. All right, I can't take that. What's it? Stays in the wick. Which I don't think it's going to. But yeah, that's something that I noticed. Wait, didn't change twice, right? No. Oh, almost got me. Almost got me. All right, slightly green Janelle. NQ doing NQ things. No trades for you. Not trading during Fed speaking. Applejacks, did you traded London this morning, right? Since there was 9 a.m. high impact news. Good morning, Trenches. I realized I had a day that was 32% of my total on my account, so maybe that's why they're about to deny. But the 250 is going well. They shouldn't deny you for 32% though. I know Nutty said that he was denied on one of his, but I'm pretty sure, I think he said he had a $900 and something day and he pretty much stopped at 2,600. Maybe they are starting to make it a hard and fast rule because that's only 34%, but it also depends on how the rest of his trading looked too. So I don't know. Honestly, I would rather things be a hard fast rule. I don't know if 30% should be a hard fast rule, maybe 40. But I just feel like the leaving it up to interpretation is not. Because if this staff member is going to approve 34 and this person, let's say, has the same stats as this person over here who has 32%, like as far as consistency and everything else, but that person gets approved, I just rather it be a hard, fast rule, personally. But I don't know. I think that sometimes it's good that they're a little lenient with certain things, but then other times it's like, maybe not. I don't know. Isn't new. What are we doing here? This is such a weird trade. Alright, well, I guess I have to take it. I don't really feel the most confident in it, but if it loses, that's fine. And actually, it's probably going to. Yeah. I didn't really feel confident about it. It's a very weird area for the trade to be happening, but I don't. What did I tell you guys? I have to take every trade, but I don't really like it. I didn't like it at all. And I have like, I would have rather it pull down a little bit further, honestly. But again, I have no rules against not taking it. And I would rather it not work out. Like, give me a reversal bar, because no. Don't do that to me. Like, don't wick me out that far just to go where I want to go. Yeah, that's just a very weird trade, honestly. And I wonder if, so I have like a, I have a rule for this particular trade when it's divergence, but it's not divergence. It's actually it's a pullback. It's just one of the alternate ones because it's two higher lows with a lower high in the middle. But I wonder if I need to make that same rule about how this bar was. I probably need to make the same rule for this pullback as I have for the divergence. But I don't really know. At least I took it. Because like I told you guys before, I don't want to not take stuff because of hunches. Because you can't teach hunches. Okay, now, well, that's still not divergence though. Yeah, I don't really like the way the charts look, but I have to quantify it. And I'll do that later. I'll do it later when I study, but if I can quantify this and make this to where I wouldn't lose that again, that would be nice, because I already had the hunch about it. I just didn't know how to not get in it. Yeah, it's just weird. Because I don't have rules about double bottom ends. I don't know, whatever. He was in a funk, so no. Understood. That was the day I had. Could have waited, maybe way more, but I stopped trading because of the 30%. But a hunch comes from experience. It does. But, so even though the hunch comes from experience, I still want to be really, so my goal is like for my strategy to help me to be really robotic and methodical, because that's what helps me to not, well, I probably would never go on tilt anyway, just because I've lost real money without going on tilt, so I don't want to lose money going on tilt, if that makes sense. But it'll help me to not ever get to that point, because for me, I could sit out of, like, because I'm so analytical, right? This is why I told you guys I'm creating the strategy the way that I am, with very clear-cut rules, because I'm super analytical. So I will literally analyze myself out of every trade. That's why other people's strategies that I've learned over time never worked for me, because it leaves too much room for interpretation and being really subjective. So it just does not work for me. So I rather lose a trade like this, that I followed the rules, it just didn't work out, even though there's something about this setup that I know is something wrong, but the hunch is for me to recognize it. If it loses, I can go back later when I study to try to figure out what component of that setup made it lose, which I kind of have a hunch already, but it's whatever. But yeah, I have to be extremely methodical and robotic, because then the psychological part of trading can never overtake me, I guess you could say. Which, like I said, probably wouldn't happen because I've lost enough money in my life trading. But let's see, I can't take that. But yeah, once I can quantify that one, I know I can't quantify the first loss that I took today. I've already looked at everything. There's really nothing I could do about that one. But that particular trade, yeah, something about it. It's something about it. And I'm going to figure it out. I liken the market to basketball. Trenches is definitely a dad. That is something a dad would say. But no. The chart time definitely helps me, but I feel like all the chart time that I've put in is why, like yesterday with the 2 losses, when I tell you immediately, I immediately knew what the problem was. Now, the first loss was easy because I had that feeling last Monday and had already looked over everything anyway. And then the second trade, it was just like man, all right, I know exactly what the problem, and it's not, losing is not the problem, right? But I've told you guys for months, as much as people try to say that the Nasdaq isn't, like it doesn't paint patterns, it does. Now, maybe the chart type or the time frame you're using doesn't paint the patterns that you're looking for as far as consistency goes. Who knows? But it's very consistent patterns. And the only thing that I'm trying to do with my strategy is make sense of the patterns that I see every day on Renko's, quantify them with rules for a setup, and take the trades. And that's it. That's it. That's all. All right, we pushed too hard off of that overnight low. So I'm not looking for a sell anymore. There's something else that I didn't used to care. Well, for a regular pullback I did, but like for divergences and all of that stuff, I never used to care about like going back towards the overnight high or low. But now that I've like refined my rules quite a bit recently, I actually do care, I think. I'm pretty sure. So that's going to be kind of interesting to pay attention to. All right, well, that was fast. That was a 2-second trade. And actually, damn, I just missed that one. It would have only broken even anyway. Didn't sit out though. I just genuinely missed it. I haven't seen it set up like that in a minute. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, it only went the 16 ticks for me to break even there. This 1-bar pullback is pretty interesting because it happened at my minor level, which it has not done that in a long time. And I told you guys I stopped taking the 1-bar pullbacks. I am thinking about starting to take them again, but only when they happen at the minor level like it just did. I feel like that's the only way that I'm willing to take them, honestly. But I don't know. All right, so divergence here. That was a pretty nice wick entry. Actually, so I'm not gonna take this trade. If it drops right here, because I want to see how it reacts on the overnight low. Because I did yesterday, that second trade that I lost was a divergence trade. It was a buy. It hit the overnight high, dropped down, stopped me out, and then pushed through it. So that's the only reason. So you can't yell at me. That's the only reason why I'm gonna sit out of this, because I want to see if maybe that was just like a one-time thing or something. I don't know, because normally I don't really care about those levels and worry about price pushing through them, but I might start doing that at all the highs and lows. We'll see. Now see. Oh, it would have just broken even. All right, so I think I'm probably gonna do that then. So you can see I would have gotten filled, but I would have broken even. Even if I didn't manually break even there, it would have broken even on its own. So I think I am going to just go ahead and do that, because it literally went there, went past it a little bit, came right back up. So yeah, I think I'm going to make that a thing, which, I mean, it makes sense. And that way I could be real methodical with it. I mean, sometimes it just pushes right on through, but all right, I need to put a note on my charts. Oh, you know what? Actually, the trade would have had a full win. I thought that this pullback would have been the break even, but no, it would have been a full win. I don't know. I still don't trust it. I think for now, I'll still just go ahead and break even there. Or it could just be that when it's completely counter trend, which this is not, since I am in an overall downtrend, it could be that when price is completely counter trend, that it matters on my counter trend divergence. I'm not sure, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially if I just lost like that yesterday, you know. Because aside from that, the trade set up exactly how I wanted it to, but we was just so close to that overnight low though. No sell here. We just reacted off the major resistance right there. Kobe talk, Kyrie and Jason Tatum, the same shit. They play it differently. Yeah. I feel you, Trenches. I definitely feel you. We do have the prior high right behind this major resistance level, so no buys at here. All right, and the prime low is right there, so no sell. We're pushing back towards this current open, which is support for me. What am I down? 103. I'm still happy about the fact that besides a couple of really, really bad days, since switching to this strategy, I have not had that many bad days, honestly. Most of my negative days have not been that negative. I mean, I do put the total P&L in my in the titles, but that's, you know, that's multiplied across multiple accounts. But on a like per account basis, it hasn't really been that bad. Okay, that's what I thought. No sell here. We could very well use this as support because this is the top of a huge zone. The zone is about 100 points. So right now it's basically trying to push inside of the zone or use the top of the zone as support and, you know, push up. So we'll see which way it's going to be used. I knew I was going to be sleepy. Hold on, y'all. I would actually rather us not push down right here. That's what I thought. I just kept myself out of a loss, thankfully. And it's because we were pushing back towards this major resistance level. I told you guys that it's technically the top of a zone, right? So it could be used as support. And I lost a trade like that. That's what I was just in my journal looking at. I lost a trade like this a couple of days ago. And it only set up 3 other times in the last, and it wasn't even for that particular setup. It just set up that way 3 other times in the past like 2 months. And the first 3 times it won. But one of the setups, I probably actually wouldn't even take it that way anyway. But to see it lose again today, I am going to go ahead and adopt that rule of not trading, not taking sales, going back towards it. Now, if it was regular resistance, fine. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just going to leave it there. Change. And then I want to see how this trade ends up working out. This is one of the question mark setups that I still have left on my cheat sheet. I told you guys it's not very many. It ended up working out though. The zigzag did change, which had me a little worried, but it still ended up winning. So I guess I can go ahead and solidify that one. It still does not set up that often, so I don't have very much data for it, but I'd be willing to go ahead and risk it. I just wanted to see it work out one more time because I can't even tell you guys the last time that it actually set up. That's how long it's been. I mean, we did have the support of the VWAP rotation and the rotation over the overnight low, so it kind of makes sense why it worked out. All right. told y'all I'm gonna only sit out of ones that I've already have question marks about. And I'll only sit out of those. Let's see. That sale I questioned because how close we were to the green level, which price could react off of. Now it ended up setting up and pushing through it, but I highly doubt I would have gotten filled. This little kickback should fill me there, but it probably wouldn't have, honestly. But we were just too close to that green level. Toying with adding gold and maybe crude oil to my watch list for when the indices are like this. You know what? A lot of people like gold more than crude. I know one of my girlfriends who loved trading crude oil. She recently started trading gold more because she said that crude oil has not really been moving much. Because she had asked me about gold probably like a month and a half, 2 months ago. And I told her, I was like, well, if you liked crude oil because of how smooth it is, you could trade gold. Gold is pretty much just as smooth, but you'll get a lot more volatility with gold. So she's been loving it. Absolutely loving it. I say do it. Especially if you can use your same strategy with another instrument, I always say go for it, honestly. Especially, I mean, you don't have to change anything up or anything like that. Go for it. All right, this is a very stupid area. I don't like it at all. We would be trading in the zone now. If the bias didn't change, it wouldn't have been a problem. I would have automatically set out, and now it doesn't matter because the POC stayed at the very open of the bar. And anytime, I don't know what it is, but anytime the POC is literally at the open of the Renko bar, 9 times out of 10, now this is probably going to be the one that works out, but 9 times out of 10, the trade will lose. And look at it. I think that was no, it came 1 tick from where it would have stopped me out. But yeah, I started tracking that probably around June. I think it was the week of June 3rd. I started tracking it, and yeah. Don't be the one that works out. Now, I would have manually broke even at the top of the zone like I always do, though, because you don't really know if it's going to push through. And I mean, this one looks like it might. All right, there would have been the break even. So it would have came 1 tick from stopping me out right there, and then ended up breaking even anyway. But like I said, the POC ended up being at the open of the bar, so that's what invalidated it for me anyway. So I was kind of safe there. But at one point when this bar was moving, the POC moved like in the middle of the body of the candle, and I was like, don't really want to take that. All right, we got an hour left. I do that. I have gold up. It works better than crude for me. I just saw my setup on gold happen right after the news. See? I would say, look, you know your setup really well. So I feel like when you have your strategy kind of set in stone, I don't feel like you have to backtest as much or collect as much data um, as someone who doesn't have their rules and setup and strategy all the way right. So if you go back even just 2 weeks to see if it works out, maybe a month, especially because you don't scalp. So that's the other thing. That's why for me, it was like, listen, she is not back testing all of this. I'm scalping. I take too many setups. And for me, like, if I would have done a full back test for this strategy before I started trading it, it would have taken just as long as me just collecting the data over time, because I get so not bored, but it just is a lot of data to collect, because when I write down all of the setups that happen in a 2.5 hour time span, that is a lot of trades per day, right? And then I have to try to condense all the data, and it's like, no, I'm not doing that. Now, if I was only taking 1 to 3 setups a day, if that's all that, whatever my strategy was produced, cool. But but when you're intraday swing trading, shoot, why not? You can collect a month's worth of data and figure out if something transcends over into the next instrument. Oh yeah, you guys, I got into it with the P mod yesterday. I wouldn't even say got into it, because so one of them came in and said, "You got beef here?" No, I don't beef with strangers on the internet. And then he tried to provoke me. No, you definitely have beef because you're taking what I said personal and da 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 da. And I literally said, no, I don't take anything you do or say personal except your racist comments. I'm not racist. That was just a talk about professionalism. I said, oh, no. Racist equals you keep racist stuff in the car on the highway with the windows up. Racist equals you asking me if this black woman, who's one of the most poised mods, who very rarely ever writes any comments with grammatical or spelling errors, wrote that Trustpilot review full of grammatical errors and spelling errors. I said that was not a talk about professionalism. That was clearly racist. And I put racist in big letters. I said, oh, and by the way, that was Daryl that wrote the review response. And I tagged her and everything. Yeah. And I said, and you did it in a private mod chat instead of in her presence. And guess what? It was Twitter fingers before that comment was made. And after that comment was made, he disappeared for a couple hours and came back and never responded to it. You responded to everything else real quick, but never responded to it. That's what I thought. Don't do that. What you cannot ever do is debate me or argue with me. And it all started because several mods yesterday came into the chat, the private mod chat, basically saying that they were having orange orders. And like one of the guys, I was like, yeah, if you disconnect and reconnect, which is what he said that he did, I said, just always make sure that you check Rhythmic, because sometimes Rhythmic doesn't show the orders. That happened to me before. You know what I mean? So I was like, just make sure that you do that or whatever. And so there were 2 people within 10 minutes of each other who messaged me. One of them said that like it's impossible to, build a portfolio on Apex because I was disconnected like 20 times today. And then there was another person who asked me 10 minutes before that person said something and said, hey, is there an outage on Rhythmic or whatever? I'm like, look, I don't know. So I just shared those in the mod chat just to say like, hey, you guys who were having the orange order problems, it could have been an issue today. I don't know. We did have people saying there was disconnects. So he comes in there. Well, I trade on our Trader Pro directly, and I don't ever have issues. Maybe you guys should try it. It's so annoying, you guys. And I for so long have just kept my mouth shut with certain people and the things that they do that irritate me and irritate other people. There is a reason why you are the number 1 most complained about mod. I've seen complaints in other people's live chats, comments on Facebook, comments on forums, whole forums. Like, there's a reason. And the only thing that I said, you guys, was I said, while that might work for you, that does not work for most. People shouldn't be forced to use a featureless platform provided by a data provider because their connections to platforms are so unstable. I said people have been using these platforms for years with other data providers and had no issues. Next thing you know, paragraph rants. I never said anybody was forced. When did I say that you said something? What I said was, but this is what happens when people don't have comprehension skills. The only thing I said was people shouldn't be forced to use a featureless platform. I never said you were saying that people were I never said that. But what I'm saying is if the RTrader Pro app directly works better with less disconnect, that means that Rhythmic is practically forcing people to have to use their featureless platform in order to not have issues because you have such instability when you're connecting to platforms. So next thing you know is, well, Quantower put something out about, it being unstable Rhythmic connections, and that's why they're having a beta version coming out. Well, that's Quantower, that's not Rhythmic. Are you slow? If people are having issues on NinjaTrader with Rhythmic, if people are having issues on Quantower with Rhythmic, what is the common denominator? If Quantower has to put out a new version because of the instability of Rhythmic, it's not Quantower. It's Rhythmic. It just be simple shit, y'all. Real simple shit. Don't start arguments with me, because I take it there. And I don't have to hit low blows. I don't. But I definitely will take it there, because don't do that. All right, I didn't take this trade because we're too close to this zone. You can see we hit it, pop down real fast. And this is, it might push through. But this is one of the reasons why when I'm really close to a level that I want to break even, I do not take the trade, because this could have very well hit it. You see how it popped down with this wick? It could have just reversed on me. That's why I don't take it. But yeah, y'all, I'm over it. I'm over it. And I don't want anybody saying that it's a power trip kind of thing. You only said something because you're a red mod now. It don't got nothing to do with that. I've been fed up, and y'all know that. And other people know that privately, because I've said stuff privately as well. But don't insult my intelligence. Don't insult the intelligence of other people. And then he's like, we were told not to respond to that. And then he said something about now you're trying to say it's not a localized issue. Y'all ain't never heard me say that people are having localized issues. Y'all been watching me for how long? I have never in my entire life agreed with the localized issue thing. Y'all know that. I told y'all how irritated I was when support told me one time to check my internet and check my computer specs. I ain't trading on no calculator. So don't do that. Don't insult my intelligence. I have never said it's a localized issue. Ever. I have always said, I don't care if you have 100,000 active traders. If 1,000 of 100,000 are having an issue, it's still widespread. That is not localized. Because 1,000 people should not be having issues at the same exact time with different computer specs, different internet speeds in different areas of the world. Not the country, the world. So don't put that on me. Don't project what you say and put that in. Don't put that in my words, in my mouth, because I ain't say that. Don't. I don't. First of all, like I said, I'm not going to have beef with a stranger on the internet. I'm not going to do that. I don't want tension with people. He's the only one that I have tension with, and I ignore him most of the time. I'm really close to just blocking him and keeping it moving. But like I said, there's a reason why everybody has a problem. Everybody. And then he said something about, it's that one person who said that they have an issue. First of all, I shared 2 different screenshots from 2 different people within 10 minutes. You have multiple mods in here as well. But what gets me is and this is why I don't like people who don't know how to be unbiased. You're saying that what I'm saying is baseless because one person inboxed me when it's not one person. I say, you can't be serious. The Discord is closed. This person is in my inbox. But again, it wasn't one person. But you can use the whole one person thing in regards to that. But we can't use the one person thing in regards to you being the one person who doesn't have problems with RTrader, because one of the other mods was like, well, I have a homeboy who trades directly through RTrader Pro and he has issues as well. Then here he goes. You can always find that one person. Well, how about you're the one person? You see how that works? You see how you could flip everything that you're saying and put it on you as well? Like, y'all. Good morning, True Seeker. I hope you're having a good day as well. Come on. Janelle, you know that person name. It's the name with the P. It's the name with the P, Janelle. Come on now, Amelia. Thank you. Literally, I can show y'all so many inboxes of people. One guy wrote me this message and was like, I barely have even interacted with him in inbox or chat. He just randomly messaged me one day and was like, you are the best mod. You should tell corporate. And he said something about like, kudos to you. And he was like, I just love how you interact with everybody and answer their questions, whatever. Like, I've never been on a power trip ever because I don't do that in real life. Like, in real life, I don't feel like I'm any better than a homeless person or whatever they call it now. Houseless. What do they call it? The unhoused. I don't feel like I'm any better than anybody in this world because I always grew up with the notion and the thought process, and I was taught that what you have today could all be gone tomorrow, and you could be up today, down tomorrow, down today, and have your best day tomorrow, right? So I don't do that. The power trips is insane to me. But as I said before, the power trips are not coming from the women. It's not. And I know that some people have an issue with one of the admins who's a woman. I get it. But with her, it's not power trips. I promise you guys, it's not. And I don't make excuses for people. I would never do that because I know that some people do have an issue with how she interacts with people. She's calmed it down a lot. She's just not said nothing because me and her have like very, very similar personalities. So I get her, you know, and plus she's part of corporate. She deals with a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of people don't like how she relays some of the information. She's just relaying what they tell her to relay. Maybe she relays it in her own little way or whatever. And I know that it irritates people, and I get it. And like I said, this is not to make excuses for her, but she's aware, right? And she's getting better with it. That dude ain't aware. There's no awareness here in any way, shape, or form, you guys. Like, comprehension, 0. Awareness, 0. Negative, infinity. And it's annoying because don't do that. Don't. I hate it. Good morning, Rio. Good morning. How are you this morning? Yes, Janelle, that's exactly what it is. Like, I told y'all, I've had a few issues before where I literally came in and said, look, I'm not discussing this anymore. And then 5 minutes later, a whole different mod comes in and starts to comment on it again. I'm sorry. I clearly said I'm not discussing this anymore because I said what I said. And it's not a power trip. It's nothing like that. But you guys know, like, as a woman, when you're dealing with men to a certain extent, you have to be real firm because for whatever reason, they just think that whatever they say goes and all this other stuff. Like, I don't got time for that. No time at all. And I'm not dealing with it. I'm just not. See, it's great. This is not my favorite setup. Now, if it pulls down to the zone at 705.50, I'm not going to take it. I am going to have to break even at 17.25. Hopefully the POC stays on the outside, which it did, but we do have a zigzag change. But we take every trade. If it loses, it loses, and I'm okay with that. Wait, I did say we have a zigzag change, right? Yeah. I don't think it's gonna. And when I tell you I hate this setup, I'm so close to just getting rid of it altogether. And I'm pretty sure that after I look over the data, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Did you really stop me out to go exactly where I knew it was going? What is this? This has happened twice today. What are you doing? But yeah, I'm going to tell you why I don't like, and I'm so close to getting rid of just this setup in particular. So I drew the yellow line where my minor level is, and you can see it goes through the body of the previous reversal candle and the entry candle. If it was a wick body combo or a body wick combo, fine. But it's the body to body combo that's been causing me issues. And I'm going to look again today because I've literally had to look at this like every week and a half or so. I'm going to go look again because I'm pretty sure we're just going to completely get rid of it. And I have it kind of makes sense when I really think about it. It kind of makes sense why it doesn't work out so well. The other ones just work so much better, like so much better. And I think we're just gonna have to do that because I've been losing too much with it. Way too much, and it's really on the choppier days. And I told you guys, and the market hasn't been extremely choppy today, but I also have not had very many setups. If I have like 10, well, I would say like 7 to 10 setups in a day, then it's a decent day, which today has been 7. But I don't know, it's something about that setup that I just hate. And I feel like my thought process is this: if we're going to start a new trend, I mean, obviously I took a buy when my minor is a sell, right? So I'm trying to enter at the beginning of a new trend, which it worked out here. It just didn't work out here. So my thought process is, if I'm doing that and like if price is really pushing, and this is why I don't like the body to body combo here. If price is really pushing, it should be reacting off of this level in a different way. When the previous candle reacts out through the body, the next one, the entry candle, does as well. To me, it signifies that price is having a hard time starting the new trend. So yeah, I'm going to look at that later today because I'm pretty sure that after the last couple of weeks of data, we're just going to get rid of it. I promise y'all I'll look at this every other week, every week and a half or so. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it because that's the last time I'm going to lose that damn trade. The last time. I had already gotten rid of, like, if the POC is on the inside of that level, to stop taking it. But now I'm just going to get rid of if the POC is on the outside as well, because that's going to piss me off. I honestly would have thought that with the VWAP being here, with the overnight low being there, I thought that we would have enough support to go ahead and push it through, despite me not liking that particular rotation, but nah. So I'm just going to stick to the other ones and the other two combos, and that's just don't take the damn trade, because I'm literally over losing that trade. I'm over it, very much so. What is it with apartments not having washers and dryers included? Really? Well, you know what, I feel like the only time I've ever seen apartments included is if it's like a luxury apartment. Because even when I think about the last townhouse that I had, it was a townhouse in an apartment complex. I had a utility room that had a washer and dryer hookup, but the washer and dryer was not included. Or I do know some apartment complexes will include it, but you have to pay like a monthly fee for it. And by the time you do that, you're better off just having your own. Now we're kind of stuck between these two zones. And especially with the way these people are now, cheap as hell. Hell no, they ain't including this stuff. I really want to, since I know I can't take this next trade, I'm going to go try to see if I could find the last time I looked at that setup that I just lost. I'm pretty sure it's been a minute though, because I haven't had, that doesn't count. I haven't had that set up in a while, actually. It's just so back and forth. And y'all know me, if it's gonna be a break even type of moment, we're done here. We're done here. I only want to take the most high probability trades. Now wait, was the body? Oh no, it was outside. Yeah. See, I just lost this same trade last Monday. I knew it was recently. It was last Monday. But it was one that lost, but then it was one that won the same day. So it kind of like evened itself out for that particular day. I think the only time I'm going to take that particular combo is if the POC ends up on the inside and the volume of the swings is a certain way. Because it's just causing me too many issues. And it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. Yeah, I lost it again on Friday the 28th. So that's like 1 and 3, I think so. 1, 2. Well, that one's a questionable one. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty much break even at this point. It was winning kind of decently, and then starting in June for the most part, it started losing. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna get rid of it, which is fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that because I am over it big time. I just need the POC to drop a little bit. I need it to be basically below the bottom of the zone since we're rotating on it. And that's if it actually drops here. We could use this level as support instead of resistance. Especially since we had two immediate rejections right there. Yes, no, maybe so. Damn. 98.75. It was almost there. The PLC just would not drop. It just wouldn't. Yep, I might use it as support. Let's see if we reject right here though, at the top of it. Oh, and I can remove this one. But yeah, that trade. Oh, you know what? Let me make a note. 628. Where's mine? Alright. Yeah, I think that we can just get rid of that. Because even this is technically overnight. Technically this one doesn't count. That win. Yeah, I think we're just gonna completely get rid of that. And it's crazy because I've had a hunch for a minute that I needed to get rid of it. But like I said, for me, I just take every trade, and then later on, if you figure out that you need to get rid of it and you can quantify why, then get rid of it. And at this point, it's quantified, baby. Because it just does not work out well. I think it's only literally one instance where it's ever going to work out consistently. And it does not set up that way very often, so. Where we live in, St. Louis, they do not include that at all. Now, if you rent from like a private landlord, yeah, but just a regular apartment complex, no, ma'am. I think I wrote down the only two things that mattered today. Alright, and then just so you guys know, I did sit out of this trade right here, but I only set out because I would have to break even at the bottom of the zone. You can see we hit it, wicked up, we actually pushed through, but this is a trade that does not work out well most times. A lot of times it does not push through. Close to T-stop. Oh, also, solidify. I need to redo my cheat sheet today then. I got quite a few little notes on here now. But you guys see what I mean in regards to this resistance level. We've been hitting it and bouncing up, bounce up, bounce up. And this is why I said I don't want to take trades going back towards it anymore. Only the major ones or the extended ones. The regular ones is fine. Which that's super easy for me to remember because those are they're like boxes. They're boxes instead of circles, and then the extended ones are just regular lines. So it'll be easy for me to remember not to take the trades going back towards those. And again, had a hunch, started tracking it, and now I see that loss earlier, which I did not actually take. I sat out of it, but that one kind of solidified it for me because I literally was just looking at it a couple of days ago. So I think it's 3 things that I need to solidify, 2 that I need to solidify today. Because the third one, I can't really quantify that one yet. And I don't really think I can. I think it's just a loss. And it's all right. I might be able to. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I just need more data for that one in particular. All right, we got 30 minutes. These are the days that are frustrating yet at the same time rewarding because it's helping me to make whatever necessary adjustments for when the market conditions are a little bit more favorable. I'll be ready. I will be ready. Close. What's the close of this? 98.70. Pretty sure that's the same price it is. I've been having a hunch about that body combo for literally almost 2 months. Probably longer than that. And it's so crazy because even if I have a pullback to like my middle or major level and it rotates over my minor level in that way where it's the body to body combo, I literally don't take it. Any other combo, fine, but that one, no. So that says a lot. Like I already couldn't take it in other setups, but on its own, I was still taking it. But it looks like no can do. It still makes sense because you're Apple Jacks. What that's supposed to mean? You is wrong, lady. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all. You was not right. About to make my grocery list, y'all. didn't think I had much to get. Pineapples. This is such a dumbass area. All right. Let me go. I think that's it. Pretty sure. All right, we got 25 minutes. Yesterday and today were just so annoying with the price action, but like I said, I won't be ungrateful. It's helping me to solidify stuff that I've been questioning or had hunches about for a minute. And it's the consolidated markets where I lose on those trades. So, like I always tell you guys, better to learn it now than when I'm in my PAs, right? It's funny how so many people hated the freaking Discord, but everybody's messaging me saying that they miss it. Why is it taking so long? I thought you hated it. All right, and they did not. Wait a minute. He has $81,000 in profit per account. He is insane. I love him. Bro, why are we stuck here? What are you doing? I don't understand. What is this? I'm really just waiting on a pullback. I can't take the counter trend divergence. We reacted off the top of, well, yeah, the top of the zone. The only problem is depending on where this pullback happens, I don't really know if I want to take it. Well, if we reject here, all right, well, that's a little bit better. But I highly doubt I'm gonna be able to. Interesting. Now it's too much. Now it's too much dip on the chip. I thought we were gonna push and break the low, but the market said not too much, not too much. Maybe now. And there it goes. All right, this is important. Can't take the sell. Weak level after creating a new low. I don't miss it. I stopped reading. Only went on to check notices and announcements. That's it. I mean, some of them are saying that they're making more money because the Discord has been shut down. You don't gotta be there 24/7. And I'm losing money. Like, I don't know. I definitely don't, unless the market is extremely slow, then I'll be in Discord interacting with people. But aside from that, no. Even when I disappear for days at a time, like I told them, look, I'm not here as often as I used to be because my priority is finalizing and fixing my strategy. Because that is what's going to pay me consistently if I stay consistent. So yeah, I'm not getting caught up in staying in there all day every day. I don't want to take any sell right now. All of my levels are weak after a new low, so I don't want to take it. I'm curious to see if it does push down, how it ends up working out, because that is something new that I started doing. I was already doing it at my minor level, but not the middle or major ones. but I think that it causes an issue at those two, which makes sense. I mean, it's a bigger pullback, but if the bigger pullback is also weak, then it probably should follow the same rules and guidelines as the minor one. So we'll see if it pushes down here, what happens. But I would feel like, honestly, if this does push down here and actually wins, it would only be because of the, I was going to say the support of the resistance level, but you know, the push from the resistance level. There's a lot of volume in this candle. There's 2,300. All right, and see, there's a zigzag change, which would cause me to manually break even because it's a divergence trade. So I'll continue with my hunch with that one. Well, not even a hunch, it's a new rule already. I forgot to respond to him. This is not price action I like. The body combo. Open this Discord. I can't read all of this on my phone. we're probably going to chop for the last 15 minutes of my session, but we'll see. We got to kind of get away from some of these levels. Good morning, Pamela. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the sub. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just waiting on a little price action, a little movement, because right now there's nothing. Sorry, guys. I'm reading a Discord message that I forgot to respond to yesterday. I was going in there, and then the Twitter fingers came, and then yeah. All right, what are we gonna do here? I sat out of this sale because I could tell by the way the price action was back here that the zigzag was gonna change, which it did, and I would have broken even anyway, so it wouldn't have been a loss. It would have just been a quick little break even trade. Sometimes I can tell when the zigzag is going to change and sometimes I can't, but I definitely have that rule for that one to break even because we had a color change in the middle of the setup. Alright, put that note on my chart. I'm sorry, Pamela. You can see it now? Alright, sorry. I was trying to message somebody who's been waiting on my reply on Discord, and I just had to make a note on my chart. But yeah, 16 and 1. It's the Ninja Renkos as well. I've tried different honestly, I always say go based off of what kind of, if you want to scalp, obviously you use a smaller Renko size. If you want to intraday swing trade, use a larger size. I've tried different Renko size combos. I used to trade on a 16 and 2 chart for Nasdaq. I tried a 20 and 2 chart before, and then eventually I settled for a 16 and 1 because I just care about going for 4.5 points at a time. So I use a 18 tick stop loss, 18 tick take profit, and I use a trailing stop. So I only enter at the reversal of candles. So once the reversal bar happens, so let's say I was in this sale and it keeps going down, I do trail the close of the bar once if this bar closes up, when the close price of that is less than or below where my initial stop loss would be, that's when it starts to trail. So I think it has to get like 14 ticks in profit before it starts trailing the close of the reversal bar. And then when I'm 16 ticks in profit, so it only trails for 2 ticks. Once I'm 16 ticks in profit, it auto break evens for me. But yeah, so if you would rather go for, let's say, a 30 tick move or something like that, I would suggest you use maybe like a 28 tick chart, because I also think that it's good for, I like the threshold of 1 tick because it shows you the true trend versus doing 2 ticks or 4. Like I know some people use like a 16 and 4 chart or a 20 and 4 chart. I personally just like the 1 tick threshold, but to each their own. But either way, I also suggest that your brick size is some kind of multiple of 4. 2 can kind of work, but I just think a multiple of 4 is best, since obviously 4 ticks is a point. So the 16 and 1 is kind of like that sweet spot for me, since the strategy I'm developing is a scalping strategy. So 4.5 points I think is a pretty decent amount. It's not too little, not too much kind of thing. right now we're kind of just in a place where I can't really trade, and I'm actually about to get off in 2 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the accounts because we're done for today. We are done. Yeah, because where price is, there's nothing I can do. It's literally been just a chop fest. The last trade that I took was... what time was that? At 9:58. This is why I don't like... I honestly, y'all, I like trading the first 30 minutes and getting the hell on with my life. But it is what it is. All right, so I took 7 trades today. I won 1, lost 3, broke even on 3. Like I told you guys, I think that 2 of the 3 trades can be mitigated at this point. I'll go ahead and I'll look because both of them were already real iffy setups anyway that I've already kind of been tracking. You know what I mean? And then I know for sure there was one trade that I sat out of that would have lost, but I sat out of it because I already just had a hunch about this a couple days ago. Still wasn't quite sure based on the data that I have, but now we're just going to go ahead and not trade that. But that's really it. So let me zoom in so you guys can see the numbers. God dang it, I pushed stop. You're welcome. All right, so here's what we are looking like. Down $200 per account, which you guys know my goal is to not be over 250, so we've reached that quote unquote goal. I do think that even if I take away those 2 losses, I don't think I can mitigate that first loss. So I think today would have just been a break-even day, basically, because I should have been 1, 1, and 3, like 1 win, 1 loss, and like 3 or 4 break-evens or something like that, which I'm cool with. So we still got $2,000 of drawdown left in account 22 and 24. Account 23, I'm not too worried about. I'm pretty sure that's the one that renews, yeah, on the 17th. So in a week. So we're going to purposely bomb that one anyway, right before the renewal. So my biggest focus right now are the first and third accounts and trying to get those funded. As soon as one of them is funded, we'll start trading the other PA and then whichever one we convert to a PA. So yeah, that's where we're at. The first 2 days of this week, the price action sucks. Today was a little bit better than yesterday, but still not a whole lot of valid setups for me, which I don't like days like that, but I'm not going to force it. But yeah, we learned a couple lessons in today's choppy session, and that's what matters most. So hopefully the rest of this week is a little bit better. What's the news looking like for the rest of the week? Not much. Yeah, hopefully we got some better price action for the rest of the week. We'll see. But I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, guys.